Hello YouTube and welcome back to Allie's Wonderland Creations. I am Alice Seraphin and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. Well, this is video number 12 of my alternatives for the paper pumpkin for November kits called From the North Pole. This is a look at the instruction sheet and you can see all the projects. It coordinated with the Ho 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 Paper Pumpkin Kit from October 2022. And it had add-ons. So you had these little gift bags, which you got 12 of them for $4. They were called the North Pole Sacks. They may still be available. And then this is a flyer that was in this month's November's Paper Pumpkin Kit for these cards and envelopes. And guess what arrived? I can show you. I forgot to get them out. Let's open them up. I don't do a lot of opening videos just because so many other, it's already out there. But these are really nice size cards and envelopes. Great for all year round, not just for your project. I will be using these in other videos just because they're such a great value. But I can give you a quick peek at what they look like. So, let's see. You get, I just threw away the thing that told me maybe what it was. Let's see what we have. We have a 20 total. So there's 5 of each color. This is a basic gray. This looks like Blushing Bride, okay? And it has this like little woven texture pattern, what it looks like. This looks like, I think this is Pear Pizzazz. Let's see. I'm pretty sure this is Pear Pizzazz. It might be Mint Macaron. That's been a popular color lately. Okay. I would say Mint Macaron. And the next one is Balmy Blue. So those are the envelopes, which if you cut these in half, you can get 40 cards with this, using this as a layer on a basic like white piece of cardstock. So then let me give you a show of the coordinating envelopes. This is the gray, beautiful stripes, nothing on the inside. That Blushing Bride is polka dots. This is the Mint Macaron stripes and Balmy Blue envelopes. So I'm going to have a go at that maybe here when my paper pumpkin kit arrives, see what I can come up with. But this one, we are making gift tags as it is Christmas time. I'm going to show you the projects. Okay, we're going to do a 3-in-1. We're going to do simple stamping, which this is my simple stamping. Let me bring you guys down so you can get a really good look at these cute little tags. Now, I will tell you that I had a half a sheet of Evening Evergreen just laying here on my desk, all right? And I was like, let's see what I can do with this. So I'm going to show you the measurements. This is 2 3/4 by 2.5. And from that scrap, that half a sheet of cardstock, I got 6 of these rectangles and this rectangle here, which is still a good piece to use for something else. So that's how I came up with these tags. So it's just to and from, no peeking. I'm not going to do the backside. This is because I didn't like where I messed up there. But we're going to do simple stamping, intermediate stamping, okay? And then what they call like an avid stamper. I forgot what the middle one's called. But so that's our first one. Our second one is what I would call that intermediate stamping. Is I did this cute little one. Now they're you know, you can see I'm stamping using Whisper White Craft in Real Red, using the stamp sets from the Paper Pumpkin and the Ho Ho Ho. If you don't have any Santa Claus left, let me show you my Santa Claus. Now this is one that is using, yikes, I don't want this to go into the ink, is using this little Santa Claus here. from the, let me get it out. These are so easy to color. Let's see if you can see it. So here's the Santa Claus stamp. It would go this way. So easy. I've done videos on stamping these and coloring them really, really quick and easy. Don't be afraid. In a quick little fussy cut on them, and they're just great. So if you don't have any Santas left, go to your paper pumpkin from October and grab Mr. Santa Claus and stamp 6 of them out. Okay, so let me put that back. So we're using the Ho 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 right here from the North Pole. That's not for this one. We're using the To and From the North Pole, and that little cheeky one, No Peeking. And a little bit of Baker's Twine from the Essential Baker's Twine package, and some Wink of Stella on Little Santa Claus there. So those are my supplies for that one. I'm kind of keeping them on this little coasters my girlfriend had made for me. So next one, you ready to see the what they would call the Avid? Ooh, isn't this cool? Now, yes, these are not Stampin' Up! Rhinestones, but Stampin' Up! Doesn't have huge monster rhinestones like that. So, and this is just some sheer real red ribbon that was on the clearance rack. Here is my Santa Claus. And on that, I use those pearlized enamel effects. I'm going to show you how I do that when we get to this one. I used the From Santa and split it up. I think it's gorgeous. And the back is the To and From. So let me set this one down. Get all my stamps ready here. And let's get started. So our first one, very simple. I already did the To and From, but we are going to stamp on our Evening Evergreen. Could be any color green that you wish. And this did go into the ink that needs cleaned off before it gets everywhere. So I'm using some of that Whisper White craft, and I'm just going at an angle down the paper, making my background. Now I will tell you, don't get it too close together because it really does look better when you leave that little bit of space. A couple of mine, they were just too close together. So I'm just creating a background. And if you want to know, see these gaps in between where I stuffed it? That's where I start the next line, is in those gaps. And it helps to line it up. Now this one is right here. See the gap? So that's where I started it. And there we have it. I'm not going to close the lid because we're going to need it again. Let's see, where's my other pieces? Come on. Oh, here we go. Do we not have a piece for the back? Well, we do now. There it is. Okay, so, oh no, we don't need a piece for the back because it says To and From. This is very, very simple. While craft white, you do need to let it dry. So while that's drying, we're going to glue down our circle onto this piece of real red. This circle, by the way, was from the kit, and I am using that, you know me, I love that Label Me Lovely. Absolutely love this punch. It layers up with so many things. I'm using this really old corner punch for the corners just to give it some added interest. Any corner punch you have would work. I'm trying not to smear that white. Okay, let's see. Now we're going to make sure we got the no peeking going the right way. Yeah, can't hold on to things. My doctor appointment went really well. He likes the way it's healing. I no longer have to pack it with water and gauze, just covered gauze. So there we go. Now I'm using my old Crop-A-Dile. Any hole punch would work, but I do love this one. All right, so there's my tag. Tag number 1. Very simple stamping, but just darling. If I can get this through it. And you guys know I like 14 inches for my gift tags. I like that because I can get it around ribbon and get usually all of my tags, different size tags. I'm using all the same because I can wrap it around. Let's say this is my ribbon. Okay. On my present, I can wrap it like this. Stick it through it. Hold on. Maybe. Stick it through itself. And then I can tie this tighter in a knot. And I just happen to really like that, the way it works. So gift tag number 1 down. Let's go with gift tag number 2. So here's my little, let me set that on its little coaster. So here are my pieces. There's my little bow, you see. And we already did the Santa. And we have 2 circles that are 1 3/4. Yes, I did use a punch. And this, believe it or not, okay, this is from the back. I can find what I did with that piece. It is from the back of the DSP paper. Yep. Oh, here it is. See? Stampin' Up's thing. I'm using this. Why not? You know, it's there. These aren't gonna like go anywhere, so I'm using it. So we have my Label Me Lovely, which I fletched some white acrylic paint or Whisper Craft white ink. You can do that. We're gonna repeat our stamping, so you get to see me do it again. I'm starting up in the corner, and then right there. See, I can already tell this has gotten too close. I didn't leave enough space, so now to me it just doesn't. But it's a gift tag, Alice. So in between those little spaces is where I want the no lining up at. And that helps you line it up. No in the gaps. Know where to put no in the gaps. All right, so there's that. Next we need to stamp on these. We're going to stamp ho 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 to the left side of one of these circles. What's wrong with this? This is because it's got that gloss. Okay, those circles, that's not going to work. Alice, that did not work. I need an actual piece of cardstock. I thought I was being so smart. You know, oh, here we go. Full sheet. I can punch it out of this real quick. Oh my gosh. Do you see what I did? No wonder why it didn't stamp right. Ugh. All right, y'all. I will fix that in a minute, but let's punch some circles. No wonder why it looked so funny. It wasn't my cardstock. It was what I had done. All right. So what I'm going to do, this happens, I'm going to take my Stampin' Chamois and I am going to take off as much of that as possible. Then when I'm done with this video, I will go clean my chamois out. But that actually looks pretty good. So now you can see we got to clean that off. Keep that over there by the red. No panicking here. All right. So ho ho ho. Now let's see. These are cardstock. Where's the ones that I said wouldn't work? We're going to flip it over and try it. Now that it's not the craft word, I just want to see how it stamps. Yeah, it would have worked. I thought so. So we are stamping ho 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 on one of our circles. And then I'm going to move that way over there. I don't want that anywhere near my white. So keep the white and the no peeking on that side of the thing. Next, we are going to do our to and from, which goes on the back. So to on the left side again, and from. All right. Move that way over there. Now we're going to glue these on too. So just, we're sticking this also. Let me show you. The first one is centered in on the piece of cardstock. This one is going to the left quite a bit so the Santa can fit on there. There's no dimensionals on this one. There will be on the next. There is the ho ho ho. Okay, here is our Santa. Which, oh, I did learn this lesson last time. I had to lift up my Santa's hat. Do your hole punching, do your corner rounding or whatever you want to do. You don't have to do that first. And then there is our Santa. We're going to flip it over and put our circle for our to and from. Okay, and crocodile time. Right there looks good. And one 14-inch string of a crochet thread that you use for like doilies. That's what this is. Okay, so this is number 2. We're going to get to the third one. Oh, we forgot our little bow. Where did my little bow go? I need a little glue dot. So, right underneath my hole from the crocodile that I put my string through, put a glue dot and just added that little bow for there. So that's number 2. Very simple. And I Wink-a-Stella'd the Santa Clauses. So there's number 1. That's number 2. And let's get our items we need for project number 3. I'm going to show you number 3. There's Santa. Okay, you can see what I'm working on here. So here is my piece of Evening Evergreen cardstock. We're going to do the no peeking, and we're going to do a better job this time. I'm going to leave more space in between there. That might have been too much, but that's all right. I can still work with that. And put the no in between those gaps, and it's going to line up great. Now I do think it needs a little bit down. Oh, that's going to get cut off anyway, so it doesn't need any more. So let's go ahead and do our corners. Trying not to smear. Craft just needs a minute or 2 to set. So there's that. We have our Real Red Label Me Lovely punch. And once again, this is going to the left. Okay. You can see how it's coming along here. Bring down my ribbon. Now this is for the front, and it's ho 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 in red, not Whisper White. And this circle with those 2 black lines on there, that's from the kit. Then from the North Pole, there's my ho ho ho. Okay, this one happens to be for the back. So I'm going to do the to and from. 2. And from. Now we're going to go ahead and glue down our ho ho ho. And get this up here. And I do want it, I don't want it, well, I guess we could center it. Okay. There it's centered. We're going to flip her over now and put the back circle on. All right. Next, I stamped on a scrap of paper the From Santa. Okay. Now we're going to cut this apart. If I can find my snips. Those are not my good snips. Where are the black? I'll be darned. There we go. the nice ones that cut nicely. I fussy cutted it all out, and then I'm taking it and I'm fussy cutting apart the from, and I'm gonna trim up this S on Santa. All right, but first, before we do that, we need to put our Santa Claus, and I already did. Oh, this one's nice and dry. The other one I kind of smeared. Okay, it doesn't take long. This might have been sitting, if 10 minutes, and it's very cold in my room. We need a couple of dimensionals for the Santa. And we're going to add him right here at an angle. We're going to glue down this right here and tuck that up underneath his beard a bit. And that little from is going to go up top by his hat. You could actually even put it on his hat, but I don't want to. I wanted it tucked right down in there. All right. So next we need our hole punch. I am going to come right there. Now I did, in just a minute when we're finished, I'm going to show you how I use those pearlized effects on a Santa Claus here in a second. So next what I'm doing is I took my Wink Stella and I colored in around here the ho ho ho. So it glistened a little bit to go with all the sparklies we had, and do his hat. I mean, he's outside in the snow. So now, Stampin' Up! Does not sell great big rhinestones like this, so I don't mind putting these out there. They were bought at the dollar store years ago. If you have any large rhinestone, you could do red, green, yellow, any color you wanted. This just happens to be a very large rhinestone I had. And I really liked that bit of bling on here to step it up some. So there's that. Now this, like I said, this ribbon was on the clearance rack. And great deal. I think it was like $2. And Stampin' Up's ribbon, you can't beat the ribbon. It's just gorgeous. I don't use a lot of it because I'd rather buy stamp sets than ribbon, but I do have some. And these aren't getting mailed. I mean, it cost me a fortune this month just to send out mail. One card I made cost me almost $2 to mail out. So there is my bow, and I wanted 3 of those glue dots to make sure that nothing happened to it. And here is my 14-inch piece of that crochet string. And there is this. Now I'm going to show you how to do the pearlized enamel dots, what I did. In fact, I'm going to stick this here on this scrap piece of Real Red so you can get a better look at it. So what I did is I squeezed the bottle a bit, put a little thing and gave it a little swirl. I like the swirls in it. My husband's beard, when it gets thick, it's white and it has these beautiful curls in it. And I just love that. So, and on his mustache, I kind of drug it out some and then gave it little tiny swirls. Don't forget the sides here to do a little bit of these pearlized. Now here, I'm just going to start here and bring it in and then give it some swirls. Now for this part of the beard, I outlined it like so. Then I came in and gave it a good squeeze and started swirling with the tip all inside the beard. And that is how I made my Santa a swirly beard. on his face. And I'm setting that up to dry, and I'm going to give you a look real quick at our projects. So project number 3, project number 2, and the first tags. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it wasn't too long. I was trying to show you 3 different ways of making the same basic gift tag. How to simple, casual, and avid. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, would you give me a thumbs up? Let me know. And I'm still waiting for any answers back on how long of a video do you prefer. 15, well, 15, I'm not sure I could do that, but 20, 30, or 45. Would you guys let me know? Give me back some feedback and come back and visit me in my wonderland. Bye-bye now.